Rules for Public Safety DAS Part 2. Okay, next requirement, NEMA 4 equipment enclosures. During a fire event, the most common picture is that the fire hoses pumping out water on the building in hundreds and thousands of gallons per minute. This means there is a good chance that good amount of water can get into the sensitive radio gear. This is when communication can get compromised. So NFPA and IFC dictate that all equipment supporting the public safety network needs to be housed in a NEMA 4 compliant enclosure. And this includes equipment such as radios and power systems. So what is NEMA? NEMA is abbreviation for National Electrical Manufacturer Association, or NEMA. NEMA 4 is a rating for an enclosure. NEMA 4 boxes are watertight, weatherproof enclosures that can resist at least 65 gallons per minute of water from a 1-inch nozzle delivered from a distance not less than 10 feet for 5 minutes. Alrighty then, just remember this is a tough box. The picture we are showing here is a NEMA 4X stainless steel enclosure from Hoffman. That's the manufacturer. And the dimension is 12 inch by 12 inch by 6 inch. Power source. Power requirements for fire alarm and signaling systems are specified in the National Fire Alarm and Signaling Code. The code requires a system to have either two sources of power, that would be primary and secondary. And if you're using just one source, a single source has to be uninterruptible power supply, which is commonly known as UPS. Now, where primary and secondary power supplies are used, the secondary supply can consist of batteries or batteries plus a standby generator. When batteries are used as secondary power, the battery capacity must be sufficient to operate the system under non-alarm condition for a minimum of 24 hours, and then still be able to operate under alarm conditions for a period of 5 minutes. 3 more additional requirements. First one is system monitoring alarms. While both the NFPA and IFC require an alarm system, they are different in their requirements. It all depends on your local jurisdiction, which will have the final say on what your requirements are and when it comes to monitoring. Second one is fire ratings. Cables connecting public safety electronic equipment must meet a 2-hour fire rating. This also applies to the room that contains the equipment. And the third one is grid testing. There are also coverage testing requirements, and that's the grid testing. Coverage generally must be tested according to a 20 grid or 40 grid process. In grid testing, each floor of a building is split into 20 or 40 sections, and each section is tested using a public safety radio to ensure that there is connectivity and that the signal meets minimum downlink and uplink requirements.